for me, it wasn't the same combine when these guys went through it, right? So when I went through it back in '87, I think we had the first combine in Indy. So I mean, I drove down from Purdue, which is like probably a 45-minute hour drive. I drove down to Indy. It was a 2-day event. Now it's what, 15 days?
Yeah, about 15 days. Yeah, about 4 or 5 days, I think.
Yeah, but so 2 days. The first day was medical, and the second day we went on the field. And I was gone. I was back at school.
Hey, did they make like a big thing out of the 40 when you was playing? Like, was the 40 like this big thing like it is now?
It was. I mean, it's still, it's everybody wants speed. I mean, I ran a 4.30 and a 4.33. I mean, everybody made a big deal about it, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you know a lot of fast guys that can't run. I can't play ball, right? They can't play. There's a lot of fast guys that can't play ball.
Exactly.
So you can run a 40 if you want to, but I'm looking for ballers.
Hey, Rod, let me ask you, what round did you get drafted in? Where did you go in the draft?
I was a 10th player taken in the first round. So in '87, Chip Banks, a linebacker for the Cleveland Browns, got traded to the San Diego Chargers. They flipped their draft picks, and then Cleveland drafted a linebacker from Duke. I didn't know linebackers came from Duke, but they did that year. So it kind of really moved me down the board because I'd never even talked to the Steelers. I didn't talk to Tony Dungy. I didn't talk to Chuck Noll, back in the day. I didn't talk to anybody on their staff because they thought I was going to be gone on the draft board. And then when that trade happened, I kind of slid down. And matter of fact, when I slid down like past 8, New Orleans called me and said, if you had 11, we taking you. I'm like, all right, let's do this thing. I'm on Bourbon Street. And then soon as 10 came up, the phone rang, but they talked to my agent, Eugene Parker. And then they got me on the phone. He's like, you want to be a Steeler? I'm like, heck yeah. I just want to play ball. Let's go. What about you?
Well, I was actually I went second round 46 pick.
The latest pick in this here draft is LaMarr Woodley out of the University of Michigan. He is a Pittsburgh Steeler now.
And I think like the thing that stuck out to me like about the pre-draft was like everybody that they're talking about that's better than you. And like you produce more, like, and they start talking about all these other guys that's better than you. And then, you're sitting around on draft day and you starting to see they take these like guys who had like one great year. And then, luckily I've actually going to Pittsburgh was my favorite team. So outside of just hearing all the Mel Kipers and all these dudes talking about all these other guys that's better than you, it was just like, damn, they just disrespecting my body of work. So I was just tired of hearing that I couldn't wait on like getting drafted and finally going somewhere.
What about you, Casey?
I think for me, it was a cool process. I think, they actually came down to Texas. Cowher and Mitch came down on my pro day in Austin. And I remember working out. I remember pulling my hamstring and trying to run the 40. You know what I mean? So, and I remember getting it wrapped up and finishing everything, doing everything off. You do the 40 kind of first. So I kind of finished everything. And I remember talking to Kyle. He was talking to my agent, and they were just amazed at how I just fought through it and got through the whole workout with my hamstring and things like that. And actually, at my workout, Kyle told my agent that if I was there when they picked, that they were going to pick me. And my agent was like, look, man, I'm telling you, don't be telling me this if y'all not gonna pick him. You know what I mean? Don't be saying this if y'all ain't gonna pick him. So what's crazy is when they pick came up, they had the 16th pick. And so I'm kind of excited, like what's going on, you know what I mean? Whatever. So they ended up going back 3 spots.
The Pittsburgh Steelers traded down with the Jets. Now they're moving up to the podium.
So I'm like, damn, man, like, what's going on, man? You know what I mean? So Kevin Colbert called me on the phone at it was like the 17th pick or something like that. and was like, "What's going on, Cage? Like, who you talking to or whatever?" And nobody had called me or nothing like that. But I think the Colts had the 20th pick or whatever. I said, "Yeah, my agent's on the phone with the Colts right now, and he talked to another whatever the two teams after them picking." Of course, I was lying and saying that the agent told me to say that.
With the 19th selection, the Pittsburgh Steelers have chosen defensive tackle from the University of Texas, Casey Hampton.
So Pittsburgh ended up picking me at the 19th pick. That was kind of crazy how that went down.
How much communication you guys had with the Steelers before the draft, though? What about you, Lamar? Were they like giving you indications that if you were around when they pick, they're going to take you?
You know what? Like, so I had an opportunity to visit two teams. I visited the Titans and I visit the Steelers. And I know that I remember having a conversation with Coach Tomlin. They was like, if I'm around, they're going to take me. Actually, that actually happened on draft day, actually, that I knew like the Steelers was actually looking for a linebacker. So when I was watching, then they took Lawrence Timmons. I said, damn, it's over for me. They have their linebacker. I know, Coach Tomlin said they was looking for a linebacker. So during the draft, that's when they actually called me at the 45th pick. And, Coach Tomlin called me and was like, "Hey, man, you ready to come to Pittsburgh and play linebacker?" I'm like, "Man, I don't want to play linebacker, but, man, if you just take me with the next pick, I'll play any damn position you put me." Hey, when they took me at 46, I was excited because Pittsburgh is always my favorite team growing up.
Honestly, out of all three of us, we got drafted to an organization that had a really good culture, right? I mean, I needed that as a player. I was a knucklehead coming from Purdue. Thought I was all that in a bag of chips. So I needed a culture like that where it was kind of bare minimal, where they showed you love. It was family because the chief was still alive, right? The chief was still alive when I was there, when I first got there. And Dan was involved, but the chief used to come around all the time. So Pittsburgh was the best place for me to go as an athlete because it gave me a good culture because the culture's already there, all the guys that came through. So having that type of culture was good for me. How was it for you guys?
That, like you say, it's crazy you say that. That's like the best thing that could have ever happened. Because I can't see myself making it in like New York or like one of the big cities or something like that, man. It's like Pittsburgh really put the clamps on you. And it's kind of like you were in the NFL, but it kind of didn't feel like that when you talk to other guys or you see how other guys are doing it wherever they're at. I'm from like the country too, like, you know what I'm saying? Them big lights probably would have got me if I would have went somewhere with them big lights. So that was a blessing, definitely, going somewhere like that.
What about you, Wood?
For me, I think coming to Pittsburgh, it was a great organization from the top down. Everything felt like family. Coming into a locker room with like veteran players like Casey Hampton, where when you come in as a rookie, they treated you like family. And even like a guy like Clark Hagan, who they brought me in to replace, he treated me like a brother. He hung out with me all the time. He gave me information. And that's what I respected about the players and the organizations, like, where it's a family, being able to go in Mr. Rooney's office and like, "Hey, Mr. Rooney, can I speak to you?" And it was great. It was not, like I said, not only a great football organization, but like just far as the business wise, because when I'm doing business and I got my own personal business, I treat it just like the Steelers organization, like family, because that's how you know how to be successful when you're with a successful organization like that.